And so let's give our attention to Whitney. Her theme is, what will those who go to heaven do there? And it's taken from the Reasoning book, page 168, paragraphs 2 through 6. And her setting is sharing a belief, her beliefs, with a workmate. So let's give our attention to Whitney.
Hey Whitney, what's that you're reading there?
Hey Jordan, I'm reading the latest issue of the Watchtower. It's entitled, Do All Good People Go to Heaven?
Oh, that sounds interesting. Sure hope I'm going to heaven.
Well, what do you think you'll do in heaven when you get there?
I don't know, but I'm looking forward to not having this job anymore.
Well, the Bible tells us that those who go to heaven will have a new job.
Really? I never heard that before. What kind of job is it?
It's a very important job. In fact, I have my Bible here. Could I show you what it says about that?
That'd be nice.
It's going to be in the book of Revelations, chapter 20 and verses 6. And that tells us that happy and holy is anyone having part in the first resurrection. Over these the second death has no authority, but they will be priests of God and of the Christ, and will rule as kings with him for the 1,000 years. So, did you happen to notice what jobs these ones who go to heaven will do there?
It says that they'll be kings and priests, but what does that mean?
Well, being king involves rulership, and being a priest would involve our worship. So, they're brought to heaven and given these special jobs by Jehovah God himself. And in addition to this, the Bible tells us another very important position that they'll have. And that's going to be in the first part of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, and verses 2. And would you go ahead and like to read that in the A part?
Okay. It says, or do you not know that the holy ones will judge the world?
So, what else do you think that they'll do?
Judge the world?
Right, and so logically, if they're judging the world, they'll need somebody to judge, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, the same is true with regards to being kings. If everyone was a king in heaven, who would they be ruling over?
No one.
Right. And the Bible tells us that there are a limited number of people who do go to heaven. And for the rest of us who don't have these jobs, there's another exciting future for us to look forward to. Look how the Bible describes some of that at Psalms chapter 37 and verses 10. It says, and just a little while longer, and the wicked one will be no more. So, bad people will be gone, judged unacceptable according to God's righteous standards. And this is who will be left on earth. Let's turn over to verses 29 in that same chapter. The righteous themselves will possess the earth, and they will reside forever upon it. So, Jordan, you see, I don't wonder about qualifications for life in heaven. My hope is to be judged good enough to live right here on earth forever. Under perfect rulership of those heavenly kings, the Bible promises that the earth will be a paradise again. Could you imagine living at peace with all the animals and taking care of them and taking care of the earth? What a great job that will be. We'll be able to do all of that with no more sicknesses, food shortages, war, and even death.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. I never heard any of that before. After reading what the Bible says about life on earth under this perfect rulership, I really would like to learn more about how I can be judged good enough to live forever as well.
Well, Jordan, I learned so many interesting things during my personal study of the Bible, and I have another one of these magazines at home, so why don't you go ahead and take this one and look it over, and if you'd like, we could set up a time for me to come over to your house, maybe in a couple of days or so, and look it over together. Does that sound like something that you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, actually, Thursday after work.
That would be perfect.